What is going on, mere mortals? My name is John Solo, and today I want to have a long overdue and exciting conversation about the Messed Up Origins field trip. Stay tuned because I've got some big news to share. For those who haven't heard, I recently announced a new partnership with TrovaTrip, a group that specializes in providing once-in-a-lifetime travel experiences for creators like me and our communities. These travel experiences happen all over the world, every continent except Antarctica, and when they reached out to me, my first thought was, wait, I can actually visit the countries that I talk about on the show, and the viewers who appreciate those countries' cultures and stories in the same way I do can join? Sign me the fuck up. A few weeks later, I announced the Messed Up Origins field trip to the grand country of Ireland, and I'm happy to say that it's already sold out. Me, my wife, and 16 of you beautiful people are gonna experience the rolling hills, medieval castles, and all the Guinness that Ireland has to offer. Now, when I made that announcement, I also mentioned that I would do a Q&A responding to any questions that you guys had about the trip. The only issue with that is that the trip sold out before I could even film it. I guess I could have gone ahead and filmed it anyway, but to me it felt weird answering questions to promote a trip that effectively no one watching would be able to attend. But I've got some good news. Our second field trip has officially been scheduled. And check this out, I'm announcing it and answering questions in the same video. What a revolutionary idea. First and foremost, let's talk about the trip. I am so fucking pumped to announce that we are going to Greece. That's right, after more than 4 years of talking about Greek mythology, we're going to the land that gave birth to it all. And the itinerary is perfectly packed. The trip will start off in Athens with a dinner followed by an evening walk in the Plaka, Athens' oldest neighborhood. We'll spend the entire next day in Athens visiting the Parthenon and the Acropolis. Then on day 3, we'll head out to the Peloponnesus, where we'll tour Mycenae and taste some authentic Nemean wine. On day 4, we'll visit the Theater of Epidaurus, followed by a walk on the scenic Nafplio waterfront. On day 5, we're going sea kayaking in the Argolis Gulf. And on day 6, we head back to Athens, where you'll have a free afternoon to spend however you want, as well as a farewell dinner to say goodbye to all the new friends you made that week. The trip is scheduled for September 7th, 2024 to September 13th and will cost $3,800, but there's a few things to remember. That fee will cover all of your hotel bookings for the week, your shuttles to and from the airport, the local guide that'll be joining us for the entire week, as well as all the activities listed on the itinerary, including the welcome and farewell dinners. Oh, and there's a $200 early bird discount to those who sign up right away. And just to be clear, you do not have to pay the entire cost up front. A 25% deposit is all that's required, and the rest can be paid over time, as long as it's paid off 90 days before the trip. As of me filming this, there are 24 spots available, but if it's anything like the Ireland trip, it could fill up pretty quickly. So if you're anything like me and know you want to see Greece at least once in your lifetime, it would be a good idea to reserve your spot ASAP. And now, on to your questions. Firstly, I've got to say that TrovaTrip has already put together a comprehensive FAQ for travelers. Link to that is in the description. But I still want to address the questions I saw recurring in the comments. First off, am I in charge of leading the group, giving tours, etc.? No, I am not. I am a traveler just like you guys. We're going to be led around by the aforementioned local guide who will be accompanying us all week, as well as someone from TrovaTrip. In other words, I'm going to be hanging out and experiencing all of this right alongside you guys. So try not to judge me when I giggle at all the statue penises. Question 2, does the cost of the trip include airfare? I'm sorry to say that it doesn't, but remember, it does cover the shuttle to and from the airport as well as all the hotel reservations. So that's a whole lot of stress that you don't have to worry about. Also, this way you have the freedom to choose when you want to fly in and fly out. Some of you might decide to fly in a few days early or take off to another country at the end of it. Personally, I plan on doing both. Now, I saw some people asking about the rooming situation. Can you bunk alone, or do you have to room with a stranger? That is up to you. We'll be staying in 3-star hotels that offer singles and doubles, so you just gotta specify which one you prefer when you make your reservation. Personally, I like my privacy, but I know a ton of people who stay in hostels when they travel internationally and share a room with a bunch of strangers, so it's whatever kind of adventure you wanna have. Some folks ask me what they should pack for a trip like this.
But what would I wear?
Now, I haven't seen your personal wardrobe, so it's hard for me to get too specific, but what's great about Trovatrip planning all the activities is they know exactly how to prepare for them. So there's a destination-specific packing list for all destinations. I'll put a link to the Ireland and Greece guides in the description, as well as links to any trips that might come after, because I'm going to be referring people to this video for all future trips. Just be aware that how much you can pack is based off the standard airplane limit. One piece of luggage that does not exceed 50 pounds in weight, one small carry-on, and a personal item. Question 5. Can I go alone? Absolutely you can. You do not need a partner to join you on this trip. In fact, the majority of people going to Ireland are going alone. I think I saw one party of 2 on the list. But don't worry, we're not all going to be strangers when we get there either. Every trip will have a group chat where we can get to know each other in the months leading up to it, so even if you are flying solo, you won't really be solo. Another popular question, do I have to participate in all the listed activities? Sea kayaking's got you nervous, eh? No worries at all, the activities are all optional. I mean, you're paying for them, so it makes more sense to do them than not, but say there's a certain site that you've got to see and it's not on the itinerary, you are totally at liberty to head out on your own. Though there should be time for solo adventuring every day. Travel insurance, should I get it? Probably. Trovatrip doesn't provide insurance themselves, but they highly recommend worldnomads.com. So that's probably who I'm going to be using. And last but not least, let's talk cancellations. Sometimes life throws a curveball at you, and with these trips being planned so far in advance, it's inevitable that somebody is going to have to cancel because of a family emergency or unexpected life event. Let it be known that your down payment is fully refundable until your spot is confirmed. In other words, once the trip gets enough reservations. Once your spot is confirmed, your options are to cancel and lose your deposit or transfer to a different trip for a small fee. Not ideal, but the vast majority of you won't have to deal with this anyway, and those who do will hopefully have another Messed Up Origins field trip to transfer to. So that about covers it for the questions I saw the most in the comments, but if your question has not been answered, check out the link to the FAQ. Then consider joining us on whatever trip led you here. I know that right now we're talking about Greece, but I'm hoping that we'll have a few more field trips after that. Just depends on your guys' interest. Thank you all for watching, mere mortals. I hope that this was helpful, and I really hope that I get to go on an adventure with you someday. Until then, my name is John Solo, and remember, John shot first.